6.
Joel doesn't love us. Let's go, Justice.
Yep, bring Justice in. He knows we're recording too. Like I know that he knows that. He's not here. Like he's not Brian. Man, he knows that.
Joel's an asshole.
Hey man, Joe's in the room. Just give me a second.
You're good. Joel's probably gonna text me and be like, "What do you want?"
Yo, what up, Lee?
Hey, what's up, Hoos? Pierce and I are recording, and we're talking about this Bill Belichick, Brian Flores, and I'm saying it's a conspiracy theory that Bill did this shit on purpose. And I haven't read the group. What's going on, Justice? Like, fill me in on what you think about this shit.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay, bet.
So, I think that you said that you believe that Bill Belichick knows. Like he's full aware of what's going on, correct? Like he intentionally sent the message?
Yes, and then because their names are the same, he has plausible deniability. But I know on my iPhone, F's and D's are not going to be next to each other even if they have the same name because the last names are sorted. I mean, names are sorted by last name, not first name.
Right.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry. Let me put my phone on charge. All right.
You're on the Big Baby podcast.
Oh, yeah, you're on the podcast, by the way. Sorry.
We're live.
My apologies. So,
no apologies needed.
So with that said, I don't think that Bill Belichick wants bad publicity, to be quite frank. I mean, and to me, this kind of would seem like bad pub, but it could also be kind of a reverse psychology type move. I am just under the impression, like based off what I've picked up digitally from how Bill Belichick carries himself on television and interviews, that this is the last thing that he will want. But again, I'm in no position to say, but I don't think that's the case. I think that Bill Belichick's an older man. He could have mistakenly texted Brian Flores when he meant to text Dayball, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. And he could have made an honest mistake. And there could be potentially a good old boy system behind closed doors in the NFL. And, man, even the most cherished and, heralded people that you would think in the public eye could be a part of that good old boy system,
Maybe so, and I wouldn't be shocked if Bill was a part of the good old boy system. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I came on here Monday and I was just really, really giving Bill Belichick his flowers, and I just truly want to believe that he's above that, and that he was looking out for his guy in the best way that he could, because I can imagine that Brian Flores had voiced his frustrations with the hiring process to Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick knows, although he has not had to go through the hiring process in well over 20 years.
Nope, sure hasn't. He has not, and he's done a lot of interviewing. And I think and there almost has to be, this is what we do know, right? At least this is what I take away from it. There's clearly a secret chain of higher-ups who talk about this stuff. Like,
yeah, Kraft and Jerry, they run the league.
Like a group chat almost. Like kind of, we've all been a part of group chat. And why does Bill Belichick know? He is not the head coach of the New England Patriots.
He is the head coach of the New England.
I'm sorry. I made a mistake. He is not the head coach of the New York Giants. They both have new in their names. I'm sorry. And I actually think he did work. I think he worked for the Giants at one point. But
yeah. He was Bill Parcells' defensive coordinator.
Hall of Fame. Correct. Fucking game plan.
People forget Bill Belichick won Super Bowls before.
Well, and I get it. All right, look, I get it. He's tied in, but do you guys think that Kent State is calling Nick Saban and letting him know, or LSU is calling Nick Saban and saying, "Hey, man, do you think that?"
Do people associate him with that? I mean, yes, people.
And that's college. That's college ball. We can keep it strictly professional football, but it is odd that Giants brass would let Bill Belichick know what's going on in their front office. That's weird, man. That's weird. It's fishy and it's odd.
It is, but the Mara family has been running the Giants forever, and Bill has a great
Bill is so
relationship with
highly
them.
respected, and Bill
Yeah,
is Bill.
it's just like Jerry's. Yeah, it's like Jerry's relationship with Sean Payton. I'm sure Sean Payton knows things about the Cowboys that he shouldn't know, based on who he is and where he is in life. But because Jerry likes him, loves him, he gives him information. Just like I feel like the Maras give Bill information because they've been wanting Belichick to come back forever.
Does Sean have ties to the Cowboys? Like, was he ever on staff before he became?
He's a Parcells guy, just like
Parcells guy, QB coach.
That's how he got the Saints job.
Okay, all right, makes sense. I mean, no, it makes sense. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know. I genuinely didn't know where. I mean, hell, what's his name? He just retired. Obviously, the Saints head coach.
Yeah, Sean Payton.
Sean Payton literally has been their coach for the most part since I can remember, since I was like a child. So probably like
06, 07.
06.
Like until I was of age to really be cognizant of what was going on in pro football.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but he was before that, he was the quarterback's coach under Bill Parcells.
And Tony Romo being at the start, think about it, Tony Romo calls football games, but he was at the start of his career when Sean Payton was the quarterback's coach there.
Yeah.
Undrafted, free agent.
Sticky, man. It's sticky. This is what I take away from it. There's clearly it's not a secret society. It's a public secret society of higher ups. And honestly, to be quite frank with you, it would seem as if the NFL behind closed doors is not taken as seriously. Like, it's taken seriously in the public eye. Like, you know how these guys, they do their post-game interviews, how they handle scouting, recruiting. Well, not recruiting, but technically recruiting, but I guess scouting and drafting and practices. I mean, HBO does the hard knock camps, and everything's super serious with these guys, man. Like, honestly, you would think the NFL, I mean, it's treated like a force. I mean, I guess it is. I mean, everything is treated extremely seriously. It's not a game, and it just would seem behind closed doors now with the information being shared by Flores and Hugh Jackson, and even this whole Belichick thing with him, from what I perceive is accidentally texting him, is that it might not be as serious as we think. I mean, in a weird way. I mean, and to be quite frank, I've got a peer that plays in the NFL, and I forget the gentleman's name off the top of my head, but in the public eye, everybody hates him. But behind closed door, apparently the players coach and everybody loves him. I forgot the gentleman's name. He was just the Jets head coach last year.
Gase.
Adam Gase, he fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Gase sucks. Yeah, me and Justice were just at a bar. Surprise, surprise. And we talked about that. Actually, it's funny that this even got brought up, but we did talk about that ironically when we were with the Chargers. We were with multiple Chargers players, and I'm talking maybe eight Charger players were there. And we talked about this, how, they're cool with Gase. They were talking about how Gase, you text, your FaceTime. I mean, these guys hang out together in a weird way. The coaches be hanging out with the players because they're all grown men.
Yeah.
And now Zach Taylor, 36, 37. Gosh, I mean,
McVay and Stafford are putting back Bruce together.
Some of the players are older than them.
Yeah.
So is it really surprising that these guys, they hang out, they talk too? Like, there is no surprise there. There's no shock. And so, but yeah, in bringing something like that up, just because we know from firsthand information, right, from being around these people, that this is what happens in the NFL.
And Parlay Pete, an earlier point that we made, or that I made, is that the owners, they look at the bottom line more than they look at wins and losses. Players and coaches care about wins and losses Owners care about dollars and cents. And by dollars and cents, I mean dollars and thousands of dollars. Because guess who got an email today about, hey, would you like to renew your seats with the Atlanta Falcons?
You
fucking
did.
Right. That's what they care about. They care about fucking PSLs and season ticket holders and all of that stuff.
Well, or according to Justice, they care about selling hot dogs and letting Kanye have listening parties. That's what Arthur Blank's in the business for. Is for that.
Well, I think that a bulk of NFL owners are in the business of selling event space, and which is lucrative, and selling hot dogs. I mean, if you can, if it's like this, the more you buy, the cheaper. The more the product you buy, the cheaper it is. And these guys are buying hot dogs and sodas, a penny a cup, a penny a hot dog, and a penny a bun, and the margins. Seriously, no,
I know.
And especially a lot of these guys. I mean, they're in the business of events, but they're food salesmen. They're glorified, food salesmen and event space and
fashion designers.
Well, that too. And at this point, it's 32 owners in the NFL, 32 teams. They know damn well when they go to these league meetings. I think they have them in Florida. I think that's where they have them.
Oh man,
they've done it here. They've done it in Atlanta.
Well, they have these league meetings every time, over the summer. And come on, man, some of these guys know the roster they have. They know they're not winning, man. So,
they're doing a lot of toot. They're doing a lot of toot, fucking a lot of hookers.
A lot of it. A lot. I mean, a lot. I'm shocked that Vince McMahon's not a part of legal owners. I mean, he's too reckless for those guys.
Oh no, they don't want him. He's a slime ball. You see how he treats his wrestlers?
We talked about how Trump didn't get approved to own a team. I mean, think about it.
I'm going to tell you something. Vince McMahon probably epitomizes what an NFL owner is. He just is like
him or Hugh Hefner.
No. I think that Vince epitomizes what an NFL owner is.
How so?
Honestly. Well, because think about it. Vince deals with athletes as well. Hugh Hefner dealt with, he was basically a soft porn salesman, essentially. I mean, that's how I take it. I don't know if Playboy ever got in the hard.
Hugh Hefner is a fucking legal pimp.
He's a pimp.
Yeah.
He had a fucking brothel, and he put his hoes in a magazine and say, "Here's your coins."
Well. That way it's a legitimized business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no money laundering here.
Vince McMahon dealt with athletes, like legitimate athletes, man, and he dealt with weightlifting, steroids, guys going off the turnbuckle, and I would think just how Vince has carried himself. And
CTE.
You said because of what?
No, I said he deals with CTE as well, just like the NFL.
He does. I just think that Vince McMahon, and obviously he started his own league. So why would he start his own league? Because they wouldn't let him into the circle of 32 owners. I don't think it's because he didn't have enough money. I just think that they didn't want him in because of one. When you think about it, NFL owners are actually very private men. I mean, like as far as
not Robert Kraft, he goes to your local rub and tug.
Well, no, not Robert Kraft.
I get what you're saying. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are not NFL owners. Bill Gates is not an NFL owner.
Well, apparently, and I'd have to pull a source, but apparently Jeff has attempted to buy an NFL team, but they won't let him. But then again, Jeff owns what does he own? Does he own the Washington Post, correct?
Yeah, and the largest
lying Washington Post.
Amazon damn near is the largest logistic company in the world, and they're
I know that.
Yeah, I'm putting an application with them soon.
I know how he's made his fortune. What I'm saying is that he owns a news outlet that might put out opinions and thoughts that aren't favorable to a lot of the owners' views. I don't know. It's all speculation. But what I'm saying is that Vince McMahon, PR wise, just wouldn't be good for the NFL. And the NFL, all these men, hell, boys, we're from Georgia. Basically, we're all basically from Atlanta. We're from the suburbs of Atlanta. And man, how often do you hear about Arthur Blank in the news for anything?
You don't. Unless he's
never, man. And
hear about it.
He's not the richest guy in the state, but man, he owns one of the larger structures in downtown Atlanta. A little if not, I mean, circumference wise, he definitely has to own the largest structure.
The richest guy in the state is obviously P.
Is who?
P.
P who?
QC. Come on now. Nobody has more money than QC.
Oh, yeah. P. Oh, you mean P?
CEO P.
Yeah. Hey, Hoos, it's been great talking to you, man. We're at an hour and a half. We got a few more topics to hit, and I'm going to try to see if Josh answers the phone, man. Thanks.
I appreciate the call.
Yep.
All right. Glad to have you on.
Oops. Yeah, well.